13 Birmingham.
This is NewsWatch 13 at 10 o'clock. The News with Gil Fire and Denise Cannon. Sports with Brad Davis and Rosemary Lucas with Weather Radar.
Birmingham's leading news station, Channel 13 News at 6 o'clock with Joe Langston, Pam Huff, James Spann, and Herb Wenches. From Birmingham's leading news station, Channel 13 News at 10 o'clock with Joe Langston, Pam Huff, James Spann, and Herb Wenches.
Good evening.
WVTM, Channel 13, Birmingham. From Alabama's leading news station, this is Channel 13 News Tonight with Pam Huff, Gene Lively, Larry Nobles, and Ken Lass.
Good evening, everyone. The Jefferson County Commission is putting the pressure on local state legislators to support higher taxes.
From Alabama's leading news station, this is Channel 13 News Tonight with Pam Huff, Gene Lively, Jerry Tracy, and Ken Lass.
And now being mindful of my duties and responsibilities under the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the state of Alabama, and seeking to preserve and maintain the peace and dignity of this state.
From TV 13 in Birmingham, this is Alabama's Prime News. A full look at the news of the day with Pam Huff, Phil Rosen, meteorologist Jerry Tracy, and sports with Ken Lass and the TV 13 News team. Now, live from atop Red Mountain, this is Alabama's Prime News.
Former Samford University debate coach Bill Slagle.
Alabama's 13, WBTM. Pam Huff, Gene Lively, Ken Lass on sports, and meteorologist Jerry Tracy's weather. Now, Alabama's 13 First News. From Alabama's Emmy-winning news station, Phil Rosen, Melina Cunningham, health news with Heather Unruh, Ken Lass on sports, and Jerry Tracy's weather. Now, Alabama's 13 First News. Alabama's 13, WVTM. Pam Huff, Gene Lively, Ken Lass on sports, and meteorologist Jerry Tracy's weather. This is Alabama's 13 News Tonight.
A somber night for people living in Birmingham's Metropolitan Gardens housing community. Residents are gathering to mark the anniversary of a senseless tragedy. Good evening, I'm Pam Huff.
I'm Gene Lively. Tonight, 15-year-old Pierre Williams is looking back at what happened just a year ago.
Shock jock Howard Stern opens a new chapter in the debate over free speech. Some Alabaster families don't want his book, Private Parts, to be a part of their public library. They protest because they don't want their children checking out what they call a tawdry piece of trash. Hear their story in our top story tonight, Saturday, September 10th, 1994.
Now, from Alabama's 13 News, this is 13 News Weekend.
Good evening, I'm Glenn Halbrook. Some Alabaster residents call.
You're watching NBC 13 News at 5. We've got you covered with Mike Royer, Fran Curry, First Alert Weather with Jerry Tracy, and Sports with Ken Lass. NBC 13 News at 5 continues.
If you're looking to improve your appearance, there is an outpatient procedure that can have a dramatic change in how you look.
This is NBC 13 News at 6. You're watching NBC 13 News at 6 with Mike Moore, Melina Cunningham, meteorologist Jerry Tracy, and sports with Ken Lass. Live from the heart of Alabama, this is NBC 13 News at 6. You covered. Live from the news center of Alabama, this is NBC 13 News Midday.
watching NBC 13 News Midday. We've got you covered with Melena Cunningham, Melanie Johnson, and First Alert Weather with meteorologist Richard Jacks. NBC 13 News Midday continues.
American.
You're watching NBC 13 News at 6. We've got you covered with Mike Moore, Molina Wells, First Alert Weather with meteorologist Jerry Tracy, and Jim Dunaway with sports. NBC 13 News at 6 continues. We've got you covered. Live from the News Center of Alabama, this is NBC 13 News at 10.
An accused killer takes the stand as his own.
You're watching NBC 13 News at 10. We've got you covered with Mike Moore, Teresa Durden, First Alert Weather with meteorologist Jerry Tracy, and sports with Ken Lass. NBC 13 News at 10 continues.
Investigators followed some leads.
Live from the News Center of Alabama, this is NBC 13 News Today with Ken Lass, Melissa Pace, and meteorologist Stephanie Walker. NBC 13 News Today starts now.
The drowning of a local boy at an apartment complex raises safety concerns.
Family and friends of Chandra Levy's prepare to attend her memorial service today.
And rescuers are expected to resume the search for more victims in the Oklahoma bridge collapse. Good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday, May 28th, 2002.
We welcome you to NBC 13 Today. Hope all.
Live from the News Center of Alabama, this is NBC 13 News at 5 with Mike Royer, Fran Curry, meteorologist Jerry Tracy, and Jim Dunaway with sports. NBC 13 News at 5 starts now.
I'm Vanessa Flowers, live in Bessemer. Parents and teachers question the Bessemer Board of Education's decision.
Live from the News Center of Alabama, this is NBC 13 News at 6 with Mike Moore, Melena Wells, meteorologist Jerry Tracy, and Jim Dunaway with sports. NBC 13 News at 6 starts now.
His candidacy was already controversial.
We've got you covered, live from the News Center of Alabama. This is NBC 13 News Today in Alabama.
Good morning, I'm Gina Redmond. Good morning, Jim.
And I'm Jim Dunaway, live at McAdoo.
Live from the News Center of Alabama. NBC 13 News at 5 starts now. We've got you covered, live from the News Center of Alabama. NBC 13 News at 10 starts now.
It's not illegal, but it might make you angry tonight. One of our viewers tips us off to a woman who they say is taking advantage of federal money meant for hurricane victims. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mike Royer.
And I'm Fran Curry. Thank you for joining us tonight.
We've got you covered, live from the News Center of Alabama. NBC 13 News at 10 starts now.
Former First Lady Betty Ford takes an emotional pause at her husband's casket before the public.
Now on NBC 13 News.
Rebuilding a home and restoring hope.
Live from Alabama's News Center in high definition. This is NBC 13 News at 5, where accuracy matters.
And a very pleasant good evening. I'm Mike Royer. Thanks for joining us for the news.
Live from Alabama's News Center in high definition. This is NBC 13 News at 6, where accuracy matters. Now on Alabama's 13 News. This is Alabama's 13 Today in Alabama.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for waking up with us this morning. I'm Lisa Crane. And I'm Bettina Bodnet.
Now on Alabama's 13 News.
As we grill.
This is Alabama's 13 News at 5, where accuracy matters.
We're always so glad to see you. I'm Hillary Golston. Thank you so much for joining us on this Memorial Day weekend.
Now on Alabama's 13 News.
It looks like we have a deal.
This is Alabama's 13 News at 10, where accuracy matters.
We're glad you're with us tonight. I'm Hillary Golston. Thanks for joining us.
Accuracy matters.
Alabama's 13 News at 6.
And a very good evening to you. I'm Bettina Boat.
And I'm Mike Royer. We thank you for joining us.
Accuracy matters. Alabama's 13 News at 10.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Lisa Crane in for Mike and Bettina. Thanks so much for joining us.
WVTM 13 News.
Good morning. It is Tuesday, January 12th. Thank you for waking up with us.
On WVTM 13 News.
Today is a day of remembrance across Alabama. It was 6 years ago when deadly tornadoes ripped through the state, killing hundreds of people and leaving massive devastation behind. We'll take a closer look back at those storms and their impact in just a moment. But first, we had a bit of severe weather overnight.
Yes, we did.
Now on WVTM 13 News.
Good morning. 2 Alabama men are facing felony charges for a wildfire in Colorado. Thanks so much for waking up with us. It's Monday, July 11th. I'm Eunice Elliott.
And I'm Brooke Smith.
WVTM 13 News.
A pregnant 16-year-old shot and killed during a robbery overnight. Now Birmingham police are looking for her killer.
Covering Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, Anniston, and all of Central Alabama. This is WVTM 13 News.
A scrapyard fire that sent crews scrambling this afternoon has been extinguished.
Covering Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, Anniston, and all of Central Alabama. This is WVTM 13 News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us.
Welcome to WVTM 13 News at 10.
WVTM 13 News.
People would rather hear criticisms of a person than look at what he's done for 20 to 30 to 40 years.
Roy Moore on the defense tonight.
Yeah, the U.S. Senate candidate wrapped up his speech at a revival in South Alabama about an hour ago.
Now on WVTM 13 News at 6.
Good morning. Thank you so much for waking up with us. Today is Monday, October 22nd. I'm Eunice Elliott.
And I'm Brooke Smith.
Now on WVTM 13 News at midday.
We're getting new images this midday of those explosive devices sent to prominent Democrats as well as CNN. So far, a total of 10 suspicious packages have been discovered or intercepted.
Now on WVTM 13 News at 5.
Right now, the future of healthcare in Central Alabama is being discussed in Hoover. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ian Wright.
And I'm Brittany Decker.
Now on WVTM 13 News at 6.
Well, with the city providing more than $10 million a year to the BJCTA, truthfully, I must protect the city's interests.
That was Birmingham Mayor Randall Woodfin back in April of this year, demanding changes for Birmingham mass transit.
Today, leaders voted on new contracts between the city and the BJCTA.
Now on WVTM 13 News at 10.
A potential deadly delivery.
A series of suspicious packages addressed to prominent Democrats that appeared to contain bombs.
Now on WVTM 13 News.
Well, good morning. Thank you so much for spending your Sunday morning with us. Today is October 21st. I'm John Papke.
Got it good.